I finished week 10 of the Artist Way journey, and this is the summary of the whole week. The topic of this week was recovering the sense of self-protection, and since this is something that a lot of people struggle with, let's just jump straight into the chapter. In the chapter, there was a lot about how we block ourselves through consuming certain foods, overworking ourselves by abusing certain substances. And the reason why this was mentioned is because those things make our mind fuzzy when it comes to our creative ideas. In the chapter, there was also a lot about workaholism, but I would say that's not something that is really resonating with me. However, I used to struggle with it, and because the chapter spoke about workaholism, I kind of touched it in the morning pages, but about that a little bit later in the video. I think that a lot of times when we are scared to creatively express ourselves and we kind of procrastinate, we are trying to overindulge in something that will kind of block our attention on the certain thing. It doesn't have to be necessarily with creativity. I think that we do it in multiple different spheres of our lives. When you know that you want to do something but you're scared of it, so you are doing so many other behaviors just to avoid what is necessary to be done. And I think that a lot of times when people overwork themselves, they are way too scared to face something that is deep within them. I know for myself that I used to be an extreme overachiever, and I would just work, do. I would be just productive all the time because I was scared to face that I feel heavily unfulfilled inside. The chapter also spoke about something called creative drought, when you have those periods of times when you just don't feel like creating something, when you just don't have the ideas. The author really emphasizes continuing writing morning pages during those periods of drought, and I'm actually very curious about it because right now I feel that I have a lot of creative ideas, and actually the morning pages helped me get more creative ideas. And I'm very curious that one day when I'm gonna have a phase of my life when I'm gonna feel like not a lot of creative ideas are coming my way, if the morning pages are actually gonna help. I guess so, but I'm very curious how it actually helps in real life, not just on paper as a theory. And there was yet another beautiful quote that I really enjoyed. Only when we are joyfully creative can we release the obsession with others and how they are doing. I really like it. Yes, just being in the present moment, creating for you, expressing yourself and not thinking who is gonna think what, because that just blocks you and it stagnates your creativity. And another part, which I would say resonated with me quite a lot, is competition, because competition stagnates our creative energy, because you are pouring so much attention to look at someone else and what they are doing and how they are doing and where they are on the journey, and then it brings the attention away from what you could actually create onto them. And I think that I was struggling with this quite a lot, and still I would say I'm a very competitive person, and I've always been, but competitiveness is very nice, but in moderation. If you are overly competitive, then you're just constantly looking over your shoulder what other people are doing, and it's just leading you to comparison and to looking how they doing, how am I doing, am I behind, are they better than me? And there was also another beautiful quote: competitive focus encourages snap judgment, thumbs up or thumbs down, which is also such a good point, right? Not only you are wasting energy on looking at someone else, but you're also preventing yourself from actually evolving in your art, in your creativity. Because if you're competitive, then you most likely want to produce something that is super perfect or super good, so that you can compare yourself to others and be like, yeah, great, that looks amazing, I'm doing so good compared to them. But it prevents you from actually producing something the author calls ugly ducklings. Let's say for me, for example, I produce a video and it's not the best. It's ugly duckling, you know, like the script is not 100%, the lighting, the thumbnail, you know, because I'm in the process of learning. But if I would focus too much on the competitiveness, I might prevent myself with my own ego to go into a field that is completely new to me, so that I would not look like a fool. Because every single person who is beginning with something, they're not good at the thing. That's the point of the beginning. And if you are not willing to produce ugly ducklings in your art, then you won't discover your style, how you want to create, what you want to improve. Because if everything what you do is just look at the theory and how you should paint and how you should edit the video, but you never do it yourself and you never actually produce anything, that is an ugly duckling at the beginning, but that's how you learn. But your competitiveness is blocking you. You will never progress in the art that you want to do, or you will never be able to find your style because you never actually tried something. Just do your thing, explore. You know what good feeling it is that I look at the video that I posted a year ago and I see it and I'm like, whoa, I made so much progress. This video is so much better than it was a year ago. And that's the only thing that you want to compete with yourself, as in everything. And when it comes to the exercises, and I touched on it a little bit before, I think that my creativity was blocked by the constant need of being productive. I think I mentioned it in one of the previous weeks, but by writing morning pages and doing the exercises, I actually uncovered that I still have a little bit of this pattern, that when I do something that will be creative, except for this channel and filming videos, because that feels productive, because it's also business connected, then sometimes I feel like it's not productive and I should do something for my business, for example, or I should learn something and not create. It's definitely not as strong as it used to be, because back in the days, years back, I was not creating nothing because creativity just felt unproductive. But yet still, with the morning pages, I discovered that there are certain patterns that I still follow when it comes to productivity and creativity, so that was very interesting. When it comes to exercises, I finished 5 out of 5. Then I did 5 out of 7 morning pages, and I missed 2 because I was actually traveling, and that was my artist day. I would say I've seen so many beautiful places. I went to Gibraltar, I went to Sevilla, and then Caminito del Rey, so that was a beautiful week. It was considered to be a perfect artist date. I was not alone, but I was just getting the inspiration from everywhere around me, and I was so happy. So yes, that was my week then. It was so nice. It was very self-reflective when it comes to the competition and productivity and my creativity and creating ugly ducklings. So it was very nice. It resonated quite a lot. And yeah, how was your week then? Tell me all about it in the comment section below. Did you uncover something interesting in your morning pages, or what did you do for your artist day? I'd be so curious to know. And see you in week 11. Bye!